Section 8-5, writing linear function rules without initial values. A jewelry store sells charm bracelets and charms. A bracelet with 2 charms costs $7.50. A bracelet with 4 charms costs $9.50. Write a linear function rule to model the cost of a bracelet with any number of charms. Now, let's look at what we know, let's talk about what we need, and let's make a plan. So let's begin looking at our know, need, and plan. What we know is that 2 charms cost $7.50. And a bracelet with 4 charms costs $9.50. That gives me 2 ordered pairs. So I have the point 2, 7.5, and I have the point 4, 9.5. Now, those 2 points would make a line. We can find the slope, and we can also find the y-intercept, like I did in the previous example. We need a function rule. Well, to find a function rule, I need the slope and the y-intercept, which is also called the rate of change for the slope, and the y-intercept is also called the initial value. Okay? Slope is the rate of change, and the y-intercept is called the initial value. So we're going to let C be the number of charms. Let D be the cost in dollars of a bracelet with C charms. First, find the rate of change. So let's first do that. Let's find the rate of change. Okay, that would be your slope. This is x sub 1, y sub 1. This is x sub 2, y sub 2. Remember how we labeled them previously. So to find the slope, using your slope formula, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So your slope, 9.5 is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 is 7.5. Divided by x sub 2 is 4 minus x sub 1 is 2. So 9.5 minus 7.5 gives you 2. 4 minus 2 gives you 2. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we have a slope of 1. The next thing we need to do is to find our initial value. We need to find our initial value, which is our B, our y-intercept. So if D is your cost, it would be your slope times C, which is the number of charms, plus B. Okay? And see, we're used to using y equals mx plus b. But here you have D is your cost, your slope is still m, C is your charms plus B. So D represents dollars and C represents charms. Okay? All right, so if C is charms and D is dollars, then your C is your X value and your dollars is your Y value. Okay? So the first number is your number of charms, and this is your money. So this is charms, and this is dollars. But you do need to understand that if charms is 2 charms, that's X. And dollars is $7.50, that's dollars, that's Y. So we can take either point, either this point or this point, plug them into D and C, and find B. We're trying to find the y-intercept. So plugging in D is 7.5 equals to M times C is 2 equals or plus B. Now we also know M is 1. So I need to also go ahead and plug in 1 times 2 plus B. So I plugged in the D and the C first, and then I plugged in my slope because I know D, I know C, and I know M. All right, so I have 7.5 equals 2. 1 times 2 is 2 plus B. Continue solving for B. Subtract 2 from both sides. The 2's cancel here. So 7.5 minus 2 would be 5.5 equals to B. So that is your initial value. So we plugged in the point, the X and the Y, into the two values here, which remember, X is your C and Y is your D. So we plug those in. So my initial value is 5.5. Therefore, my function rule, D is equal to, my slope was 1 times the number of charms plus 5.5. Your B is 5.5. Now, remember, you don't have to put the 1. It's understood to be there. So we would really only want to put D equals to C plus 5.5, where D is the cost of the bracelet with C charms, and C is the number of charms.